You are off the clock with Trish and Steve. Hey, Steve Bose.
Hey, Trish. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you very much.
Happy Monday.
Indeed.
Very good. Did you have a nice weekend?
It was fine. The highlight, I think, would have been the South Carolina Gamecocks emerging triumphant
What?
in the women's national basketball championship game last
Did they lose
evening.
to UConn?
They won.
What,
They,
they did?
yeah, emerging triumphant. It means win. Maybe I should have
Oh,
been a little
I
more
looked. I was
clear.
I was reading your body language. You looked very just sad.
They won 64-49, dominated the game. Pretty easy win for the most part. So yeah, got my gear on, got my Gamecocks shirt on, my Gamecocks hat on. Very, very pleased. It's the second national championship for the women's
Wow.
basketball team. And they're on a roll. They're the best team. They were the number one team basically from the day one of the season until the final game last night. They only lost 2 games the entire season and just had a
Wow.
wonderful year. So congrats to the Gamecocks. How about that?
Congrats. Okay, I have a question. So, like, are they the Lady
I
Gamecocks
don't
or
think so.
women's game? Like, how do they
I
get
think
referred
they're
to?
just the Gamecocks.
Just Gamecocks.
That's
All
yeah.
right, I love it. Well, congratulations. That's exciting. No, I was like, when I said, how was your weekend? You would think if your team just won, you might be like, oh man, it was great. I watched this game. You're like, fine,
Yeah, I was slow playing it, I guess.
fine. It's fine. No, I think that's how we're different. Maybe I'm too excited about stuff. I'm not sure. But anyway, I have gear on. Can you see my gear?
I can
My
see
I
it.
saw People Heroes gear on today.
Nice.
Yeah, it came in the mail. So thank you to Amberly and Lena and all of our friends that I solved. Actually, it's really exciting. It's an exciting community. I know we talked about it the other day, but
Mhm.
I love how vendors are really kind of making these communities of their users. And it's not just a user group, because obviously those have been around a long amount of time.
Sure.
This is much more about the connection and the sharing of information than even those kind of first iterations were. So congratulations to them.
Yeah. Well
I've
done.
been busy though, and I'll tell you what, we're gonna have a timer going off in a minute because my Alexa, who I won't say her name because that'll just cause a whole lot of drama here.
Mhm.
I have been making cookies because I'm taking a true break right now.
Nice.
Do you
Okay.
want to see? Do you want to see? I got
Okay.
it out.
That doesn't look like a cookie.
I know. So here's my tip for everyone. I'm making them for the Waterloo High School boys baseball team. The varsity team is going to get homemade cookies. So you just take your Toll House cookies and you put it in muffin tins. They're like the size of hockey pucks. Big, wonderful cookies. So that's what's baking in my kitchen.
Nice. Well, good for you. That's
Absolutely.
it's nice. I'm dealing with a lot of yard work going on in my neighborhood today. It's like yard cutting season's officially started, and I feel like it's when you live in certain neighborhoods like the one I live in, it is nonstop, like all morning long, especially on Monday. So I'm trying to not be distracted. But Trish, I have something I wanted to share. This has been sitting up in my office for weeks. I meant to talk about it on one of these shows, and I always forget. Trish, some might say innovation in our fine land is maybe slowed down. Maybe we're falling behind. Maybe we're losing the race for innovation and new ideas and breakthrough kinds of technologies to others. Perhaps some might say this.
There's a lot of regurgitated ideas. I'll give you that. Okay.
Trish, I present, courtesy of the fine folks at Domino's Pizza,
Okay.
Trish, an innovation I thought was incredible. The pizza pedestal. Yes, the pizza pedestal. Cardboard little box, hollow on the bottom. When you get your Domino's pizza, at least when I get mine from my local fine franchisee, and they deliver the pizza contactless, right, for safety, right, kind of a COVID thing. I love the contactless delivery.
Why?
They set the pizza pedestal down on the porch. Pizza goes on top of it. The pizza box with the warm pizza goes on top of the pedestal, elevates it about 2.5 inches or so off of the ground, keeps maybe little scurrying bugs from getting their shot to get in there, keeps the pizza itself nice and just fresh and good. And how about that? The pizza pedestal. I love it.
I have to tell you,
That's innovation right there.
I'm not sold on this innovation because
I was impressed.
Hold on. You entertain while I'll be right back. There's my timer.
This is probably, I bet the person who thought about this, who came up with this great idea, was the same person who way back when came up with that little plastic bit that they put inside the pizza box, right, to elevate the top of the box off of the the flaming hot pizza cheese on the bottom, because man, what could be worse than opening up your pizza box and having all the cheese just come right off it? So shout
Okay,
out
so
Domino's.
my question on the pizza box pedestal is, do they really think that little bugs aren't gonna just climb up the side of the pizza box? I mean,
Well, I
realistically,
think the idea
who's
is when you're
keeping pizza out that long?
I'm going to keep just pimping out Domino's because they're great. The Domino's app is also excellent of updating you about the status of the delivery.
That's
So
true.
it shows like it's being cooked, it's being
Yep.
boxed, it's on its way, et cetera, et cetera. So I think the idea is kind of, you're not supposed to let the pizza remain on the pedestal outside for all that long. You really should go retrieve the pizza and bring it in. So, anyway, I thought it was cool.
A lot of waste, but I'm wondering if they just had those ordered in from when the pandemic started, and now we're just trying to use them up, possibly. What else could you use your pizza pedestal for? I have it. You could use it to stack your books on that you stack your computer on.
You could probably do that. Yeah, I think it would support a computer probably. It's not, I don't think it's meant to support very heavy objects, but it might work.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I kept it. I like it. And
Good for you.
I'll figure out some other usages for it as well. How about that?
Hey, you know what I've been doing? I have been following some new people on Twitter, and I didn't realize, because I don't change who I follow all that often, but I was on my phone, and I don't know if you use the app on your phone, but you can go in and
I do.
you can do little like plus signs for topics that you might be interested in.
Okay.
And you don't necessarily have to follow the people right away, but just it'll start serving up some tweets like that. And so I was following all sorts of, I started following knitting. Now I don't knit, but something very zen about watching people who are showing you their knitting. Anyway, but I learned something. I woke up at like 4 this morning and I'm on Twitter. I learned, do you ever use the chloroseptic spray that goes in your mouth like when you have a really sore throat? You know what I'm talking about?
Probably not. Not really.
Oh my gosh, someone like respond, like if you've used this before. But anyway, they have this spray and you spray it in your mouth like a liquid cough drop, for example, right?
Okay.
That's what it's like, and it numbs your throat, and then you swallow it and it tastes like crap and it's horrible, right? But it works. It numbs your throat.
Wonderful.
Well, but it works, right?
Okay.
So I've had this like ever since it's come out, years and years and years, sprayed it in my kids' mouths. They hated it. Someone tweeted out that you actually are supposed to spit it out according to the instructions. You spray it in there, swish it around, spit it out. My mind is blown. I feel like how many other things are there that we use daily? Laundry detergent.
That you're using incorrectly? Yeah.
Possibly. Like, so I don't know. I'm just interested. Has there ever been anything like that where you found out you were just completely using it incorrectly? And
no, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I'm sure there's something or other. Oh, I guess I was fairly it was fairly late in life. I learned that you're supposed to flip the direction of the ceiling fan blades, the way they spin, in the summer versus the winter. Like I went a long time not knowing that, and learning that little piece of advice fairly recently and for summertime has made a big difference in my life. So I guess that would be the one that comes to mind.
Yeah, that's a good example. Like we just don't think
the direction of the spinning of the ceiling fan blades. There you go.
The other one this time of year, and I thank goodness I have a grandma that like taught me this, because otherwise I would not, is like you're supposed to flip your mattresses each quarter, right? Do you flip your mattresses?
Not that often.
Because that way they don't wear like on one side. So she would flip it over, like say in spring.
Could you just like sleep differently every 3 months? Like that's probably what I would do.
You could just sleep differently. That's funny you say that. I'll come back to that. But anyway, then in summer you actually turn it, right? So now you're sleeping at the bottom, and then in the winter you flip it
I
back.
did the same thing. I did the similar thing with my tires on my car. You're supposed to rotate the tires every so often. I just drive different ways. Like I'll spend the first 3 months just going left and forward, and then, the next 3 months go right turns and backward. That's it.
I don't know about you.
Although maybe that cancels it out. That's all the same way of driving.
I feel like it's all the same way of driving then. But no, my grandma actually used to sleep. She and my grandpa always slept with their head at the footboard. I never understood it. And I never asked her, and she's no longer with us. So like I should call my grandpa and just be like, you know what? I want to know once and for all.
That's a mystery.
Why? Why would you do that? Like, I don't understand.
Should I have one more item I want to get to, because I want to throw away the card that I wrote it down on, because it's been sitting on my desk for a week. Trish, I read recently about the Blue Man Group, which is an entertainment kind of thing. You've seen Blue Man Group, I'm sure, in your life. I've seen it a few times.
Very
as well.
creepy, but very entertaining.
Blue Man Group's around a really long time. 25 or 30 years or something. I
Don't
think
get
that was
choked up, Steve.
the context of the article I was reading. But Trish, did you know from seeing the Blue Man Group or being aware of what they do in their act and the drumming and everything,
Yes.
that Trish, the blue man, and they don't have to be men. There have been a couple of blue women, quote unquote, underneath the blue makeup over the years, but they all have to be between 5'10" tall and 6'1" tall. That's it. A very narrow range.
Very narrow.
And they have to know how to be proficient drumming. That's basically the 2 job requirements before you could get into the Blue Man Group. But the last thing I read, here's the interesting part. Here's the interesting part.
Okay.
When they learn to be blue men for the act, they have to play in the show they play different times, 6 archetypes. There are 6 archetypes that the characters play.
Okay.
Here you go. And after I read them, I'm gonna say which one is you. Like, which one would you be if you had to pick one?
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I'm ready.
So here are the archetypes: innocent, hero, scientist, shaman, group member, or trickster.
I'm the trickster.
There you go. All right.
What would you say I am? What would you say I am?
I would go probably scientist, maybe for you. I don't know.
Okay.
Trickster fits too, though. I'd agree with that.
Okay. I would just say you're a group member.
Thank you.
Totally kidding. Oh, I shouldn't be mean to you. It's
so, shout out Blue Men Group. Shout out South Carolina. Shout out Domino's. Shout out cookies that look like muffins. There you go. I think.
How am I not going to eat this? Like that looks
covered
delicious.
it all.
I know.
Oh, programming note, Trish. You alerted me as to we're doing this show tomorrow instead of Wednesday, which is fine.
That's right. That's right. I have a flight on Wednesday, so we will be back here tomorrow about the same time. We'll check in and take a break.
And I will be in an undisclosed location as well tomorrow, when I will update everyone about where I'm at tomorrow's show.
Okay, sounds good. Well, thanks everyone for watching. As always, happy Monday. We'll see you back here tomorrow.